Hello and welcome back to HTML5 with me, McNerd321. Today we're taking a look at CSS styling. There's two ways you can do this, the main ways anyway, which are to embed it in your HTML file, which is done with the style tags as is demonstrated here, or you can link to an external style sheet, which is a .css file, which stands for Cascading Style Sheet. Now we're going to be using this method today to give you an introduction to CSS and how it works, but you can then go away, create a CSS file using all of this, and that should work as well. So if you want to link a CSS file, then the tag you want is the link tag. It's one of the ones that you close off within the tag itself, so just put a backslash at the end. You need the rel, which is equal to style sheet. I have spelled that wrong. The type you want to set equal to text/CSS. href is the location of your style sheet. So for me, I don't know, let's just say it's in a folder called stuff and it's css.css. So that is how you link to style sheets. You can link to more than one style sheet. So if you had, I don't know, 4 style sheets created, all of which changed a little bit, and you only wanted some changes enabled on each page, you would just link to the relative ones on each page. But we're going to be using this method today. So if I show you what this looks like in a web browser, it looks like this. How you can't see anything at the minute, really, apart from the fact that the HTML thumbnail is everywhere, and that is because of the CSS that I've set up. So to explain a little bit more about how this works, I'm just going to put some line returns in. To begin with, you start with the tag that you want to change. So this will change all list elements. So you can see in the list that we have down here, or did have down here, I think it may have disappeared now. Oh no, it hasn't. Here we go. Yes, there we go. There's one list element left. It will change all li elements, so it won't change these ul or divs or the body or the head. It will only change li elements, and you define that with li and then open squiggly bracket. And then you can change any number of things within here: the text color, the text size, whether it's bold, underlined, overlined, whatever you want to call it, and you can do many hundreds of millions of trillions of things, and I will put a link up now to a website which has a rather helpful list of all the things you can do. I won't go through all of them because they will take forever, but if you go on the website, which is w3schools.com, they have a rather helpful list of all the CSS tags and stuff that you can put in, and it's all up to date with HTML5 and tells you what is even available in HTML4 and other programming languages that you might want to use. So this color tag changes the color of the text. So you define a tag in here by putting the name of it. So if we wanted to change the font style as well, you'd put font-style, because that's the tag that we want to set, then a colon, then the value you want to change it to. So let's say we want it underlined. You put underlined and then a semicolon, which ends that tag. So tag you want to change, colon, value you want to set it to, semicolon, and then you can add new tags after that. There doesn't have to be line returns, there doesn't even have to be spaces. That's why the colon and semicolon are used. So color stands for text font color, rather than color of background or whatever. You define that slightly differently, but they use hex color codes, which are defined by a hash, then the R value, which is the first 2 letters or numbers, the G value, which is the second 2 letters or numbers, and the B value, which is obviously red, green and blue. So red is set to full and there's no green and no blue in that colour, and that produces the lovely red text that you see here, as that is our list element that says basic styling using CSS. Then down here in this one, I will again put some spaces in so you can see what's going on. We have some more tags that have been set for footer elements of a table, because we have tfoot, open squiggly bracket, the tag we want to change, font style, colon. Now I've put a space in here, but you don't have to. Then italic, so that has made this text here italic. Not that you can see it very well, so let's fix that. If you want to make all text on a page white or different colour, then there's an easy way to do that, because CSS is quite clever in the sense that when you define your HTML page, you put the body tag first, and everything else on your website goes within that. So, if you define something that is on your body tag up here, so for example, I've set the background of the body to be the thumbnail of my HTML tutorials, which is why you can see this picture sort of repeated everywhere. So that is how you do a background. You do the background tag, colon, and then the value you want to set it to. So we're setting it to a URL, and then within quotes you want to put HTTP and then the full address of your image, and then close off the bracket again there, which you opened here after the word URL, and then a semicolon to complete that CSS element. Now, let's say we want to change the text color. We would type in color, and then let's set it to white, which is hash, and then all colors on full, which will give us a nice white, and then a semicolon to finish off that tag. Okay, so now if we check, we should see that all the text on our website has changed to white, which it has indeed. All our text is now white, which I'm not really sure, to be honest, that makes it any better to see, considering the background thumbnail also contains white. Never mind, though, it proves that that is how you change the colour. So the body element in CSS sets all text within the body element to that colour, unless it's defined somewhere else that it should be a different colour. So because all of these separate elements that have their own separate text in, even though we haven't said, for example, to make H1 have a colour of white in our CSS, it is within a body tag, and a body tag has set all text to be white, so they will come up white as well. Apart from for the t-footer and link elements, where we have set individual colours, which is why they still appear red and they still appear grey. That still appears grey anyway. Okay, so that is a basic introduction to CSS. You define the tag you want to change, or the thing you want to change, what you want to change, colon, the value you want to set it to, semicolon, and then just go through again, repeating that process. Remember your squiggly brackets and other brackets where URL is concerned for a background. And then be careful to note that any changes made to one element, such as the body tag, will change all the stuff within it. So for a body tag, that's pretty much everything. If you just did a div, then all of this stuff, all of this stuff would change, but the things that weren't in divs, so this that's in between and a couple of further things further down, wouldn't change.